TTC, Niner Empire, what's good? It's your boy, Danny G, TV. Now, I'm wearing this Giants cap, this San Francisco Giants cap, because A-Bomb, who's not even a San Francisco Giants fan, pointed something out in his video that I had never even thought of. And that's the fact that the New York Football Giants got their team from the New York Baseball Giants. And the New York Football Giants ended up becoming a legendary franchise along with the San Francisco 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys, the Pittsburgh Steelers, nowadays the New England Patriots. But that being said, the origin of their team, the origin of their name was still copyright infringement from a team in the same city as them. And that's the same thing with the St. Louis Cardinals in both baseball and football, which of course later became the Arizona Football Cardinals. But you know who is not a copycat? Nick Mullins. Yes, that's right. Nick Mullins, who's starting tomorrow against the New York Football Giants, is no copycat. You see, Jimmy Garoppolo and Nick Mullins, they play different. And you might be wondering, Danny, what are you getting at? Well, Jimmy Garoppolo is a stud quarterback. He is a franchise quarterback. He's proven that he's capable, not yet of winning the big one, but of winning in the regular season when he needed to. He won that shootout against the New Orleans Saints. But that being said, Jimmy Garoppolo has also been talked about as a quarterback afraid to throw downfield. A quarterback that a lot of times seems like he gets scared in the pocket. Well, let me say something. Nick Mullins is none of those things. If you watched Nick Mullins in 2018, you would know what I'm talking about. He teared down, he destroyed the Chokeland at the time Raiders. Destroyed them, absolutely demolished them. And then I saw him 2 years ago. I happened to attend my first ever 49ers home game against these New York Football Giants. It was a meaningless game. So much so that I even got free lower level tickets. And I don't even live in the Bay Area. So I had to fly out there to go to it. So, and the Giants, yes, the Giants won that game. It was close. But it was a meaningless game. It was basically a preseason game. You saw a confident Nick Mullins against the New York Football Giants. You saw him not scared to throw. You saw him throw for 250 yards. He threw a couple picks too. But hey, it was his second game as a starter. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be the starting quarterback of this team. He's injured a little bit. Should be back either the next week after this or in a couple weeks. And that's regardless of how well Nick Mullins plays. But there is a possibility, and I'm not rooting for this to happen. I'm a Jimmy G fan, but I'm also a Nick Mullins fan, and I will say this. If after Jimmy G returns, and this is of course after Nick Mullins will tear up the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, because that's what's going to happen. But after Jimmy G plays again, after he starts the Dolphins game, if somehow by any means he struggles and he just is not accurate passing, does not handle pressure well, all that, and he just struggles and he just is really bad, he could be benched and Nick Mullins could end up becoming the starter. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No, but my point is Nick Mullins is capable of doing that. And he's facing a team that he started against before. Team that might be a little different, but it's a team that he started against before. Now, the injuries. The Niners against the Jets last week on that same turf suffered some catastrophic injuries. Nick Bosa out for the season. I'm not going to lie, that is a big blow. That could potentially prevent the Niners from completing that revenge tour this year and winning the Super Bowl in Tampa to get revenge on last year. But that is not going to stop, and I'm not saying it's going to. I still have confidence in the Niners can do it. That being said, it's not going to have any effect on the Niners being in the hunt for the playoffs at all. None. The NFC West might be tough, yes. And because of that, this is a must-win game tomorrow, and it is a game that the Niners will win. Okay? So, and you know why? Because they have depth. And Nick Bosa out for the season, big blow. Solomon Thomas, despite the fact that he's not had that nearly of an impact at all as Nick Bosa, he's still a key component on this defensive line, and he's going to be out for the season too. Possibly played his last game as a 49er. And yeah, and another thing, Nick Bosa was the number two pick overall last year. He is the primary reason, if not the only reason, but one of the main reasons why that Niners team went from being 4-12 the year before to NFC champs the next year. There is no doubt about it. So yes, it is going to be a big blow not having Nick Bosa. But this team's defensive line is still incredibly dominant. And D Ford, I believe he might be out for this game, but it don't matter. We're going to see the best out of Eric Armstead in this game. Mark my words. Now this turf, I am not going to lie, it's a little bit nerve-wracking to play on, but you know what? The Niners team can overcome it. All I say for both teams is I hope that we do not have any injuries at all. If we do, I hope they're not catastrophic, because it is a new turf that was put in, a brand new turf. There's only been one NFL game played on it before, the Niners and the Jets last week, and it was the Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, and there were some injuries in that game too. So that is one of the main reasons why we're not seeing Jimmy G play in this game, even if he somehow is healthy. We're probably not going to see him play, and that is fine, because we do not know what's going on with that turf, and hopefully there's nothing wrong with it, and hopefully that was just a freak accident last week, and we do not see any injuries in this game. But, yes, what I'm hoping for both teams mainly is we do not see any injuries. And, of course, also Raheem Mostert, he should be back soon. Raheem Mostert is a beast. He got injured last week. He's not going to play. Tevin Coleman is also not going to play. But did he see what Jerick McKinnon did on that field last week? Oh, Jared the Jet McKinnon was the best Jet on the field last week against the New York Jets. This team is going to be running down the throat of the New York Giants with Jerick McKinnon. And an injury that sucks for you guys had last week, was Saquon Barkley, who's going to be out for the year. And that sucks for you guys. Saquon is a beast, and it sucks that he got injured. I hate that. And I will also point out that injury, despite the fact that Nick Bosa was a number 2 picker overall, and he's a game wrecker, and he's the best player on the Niners defensive line, despite the fact of that, Saquon Barkley being out for the year, it's still a bigger blow to the New York Giants than Nick Bosa being out for the year for the Niners, because Saquon Barkley was, if you guys were to make the playoffs and make a run, he would have to be the key component in that. And without him there, well, obviously that's not going to happen. But it sucks. I hope that next year he's able to make a speedy recovery. And just like I hope that Bosa next year is able to tear it up and be a beast again. But that's beside the point. This is a must-win game for the Niners. This NFC West is too tough. The Cardinals, the Rams, the Seahawks are all ahead of the Niners now, and so they need this win. Every game from here on out is a must-win, especially this game against the Giants, the next game against the Eagles, and then the next game against the Dolphins. Those are all must-win games, and those are shitty teams the Niners need to just ram through and win. Make no mistake about it. Cop Bizzle, you are a legend on YouTube, an absolute legend. Whether it's the TTC, whether it's just YouTube sports in general, you are an absolute legend. But let me ask you something, Cop. You say that you would have done anything to go back to the Super Bowl, like how we went to the Super Bowl last year. Think about how JD and Billy Badass have it so much better than you. You said something that was true, though, also. We did switch. And we did not switch for fan bases necessarily, because the Niner Empire has always been strong on YouTube. The Giants Mafia, you were a big leader of it. They used to be strong. I gotta agree with A-Bomb. It's not really that strong right now. I mean, you guys got the Big Blue Commission too. I mean, that's a little different. The Niners always only had the Niner Empire. That's it. But that's beside the point. Sorry, getting off sidetracked a little bit. Kyle Pizzle, you've actually seen your team win 2 Super Bowls. My team might have 5 Super Bowls. I was born 2 years after their last one. I have not seen one. So no, I would rather be in your position who actually got to see your team win 2 Super Bowls than my position where I got to see my team win none in my lifetime. Cop Izzle. The Niners are going to win tomorrow against the New York Giants. The New York Football Giants. The team that ripped off the name from the San Francisco Baseball Giants, who at the time were the New York Baseball Giants. Terabelli, you seem awfully confident in your Hate Week video that I just saw you make before I made this video, Terabelli. Well, you willing to place a bet? And it doesn't even need to be a money bet. If you want to do $20, I'm down. But how about just a song bet? The loser has to sing a song for the opposing team. I am down to do that. I'm down to even sing like Meet the Mess or something if you guys somehow pull off this victory. Which, by the way, speaking of Meet the Mess, are you still around? I don't know. I haven't checked, but anyway, yeah. Terabelli, another question. You said in your video that our run for gold is done, comparing the Super Bowl loss with Jimmy last year against the Chiefs to the Super Bowl loss in the 2012-2013 season with Kaepernick against the Ravens. And you trying to say that because of that, we're done in this decade. We're not going to win one. Our goal is done. And you guarantee that your team will win one in the 20s in this decade. I'm not going to say that you guys are not going to win it this decade. You guys could. It's not going to be till the end of the decade, though, at least. At least till 2025. I do not see it happening. I could be wrong, but I do not see it happening. But how could you possibly say that your New York Football Giants have more of a chance to win one this decade than the team that was damn well 7 minutes away from doing it last year, Terabelli? How can you say that? Danny G is out. Let's get this dub. Niner Empire, one team, one family, one goal.